And welcome to our special training webinar this evening. On behalf of all of us at corporate, we want to personally thank each and every one of you from around the country and different parts around the world for participating with us on our special training webinar this evening, Tuesday, September 16th, 2014. I hope that you all have a journal handy, a notepad, a notebook, something to be able to participate and listen to this information, and at the same time take down some notes. This is a training webinar. This is not for guests. This is for our existing affiliate base, and we want to make sure that we are here to help serve you guys and kind of put in some perspective. Okay, so I have a few things that I want to kind of share with you all before we get started, but I just wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page. So if you can hear me okay on the webinar and you're ready to get this webinar started, please go ahead and type a Y for me in the webinar. All right, so I hope you got your pencils ready and you got your journals ready, and we're going to go over some things tonight. Now, the first thing that I want to share with you all is that we're going to be showing you several illustrations in which no way are to be construed as a guarantee of income or that these examples will happen specifically for you. Shown here are just examples of what could possibly happen and is not a directive by Genesis on how you should handle your individual situation. There truly is no perfect way for everybody. Once you have seen the illustrations here, please do your own due diligence, your own math, work with where you are starting, and run your own illustrations to see what might happen for you. We have not taken into account you being a prosumer, buying products and services for your own use or sales that you make to your customers, all of which earns you more Genesis coins. Okay, so that's just kind of like a little disclaimer that we wanted to kind of just share with you all this evening so that everybody is on the same page. Our goal at Genesis, ladies and gentlemen, is to start a new paradigm shift in our industry with a new compensation plan that we believe that other companies will eventually be attempting to copy. Unfortunately for them, we are copywriting our Genesis coins and product unit program so that we will have an exclusive plan, and you, our existing ambassadors, will be an ambassador representing a company with a unique and totally exclusive compensation plan. How many of you actually like the sound of that, knowing that all of this stuff is being put in place at this moment to be copyrighted, to be protected, and make it, most importantly, exclusive to all of you? We are truly excited about that for all of you. Now, what we're going to do tonight, we're going to be talking about just one aspect of our new compensation plan, just one aspect, okay, that we're going to be discussing tonight. And we're going to be talking about the Genesis coin. So tonight's topic is going to be a little bit about your task, the Genesis coins, and etc. Okay. Now, I want you to assume in this example that you are a Pearl ambassador, okay? And you wanted to redeem the maximum amount each payday without any boost. Now, this is extremely important. I want to kind of touch on this before I give you this example. You know, some people, when they look at our new compensation plan, they wonder, is this average person friendly? How many of you would agree that the compensation plan should be average person friendly? If you agree with me on that philosophy, please go ahead and type a Y in the webinar. But remember, another thing is that we are a global opportunity, okay? And how many of you understand that $10 in the United States could be like $100 in another country? It could be $1,000 in another country based on their currency, based on the exchange, based on the value compared to the US dollar. So what we wanted to do was we wanted to create a compensation plan that's not only friendly to our US affiliates, but also to our worldwide programs, okay? And that's extremely affiliates in this program. That's really important that we wanted to make sure that that too is covered, and that is part of the philosophy that we're going to be sharing with you this evening. So in this example, we're going to pretend that you are a Pearl ambassador and that you want to redeem the maximum amount each payday without any boost. So we're not talking about boost, and we're talking about your Pearl, and we're talking about that you want to maximize or withdraw the max every single payday. Maybe you're in a financial situation. Maybe you want to make sure that this thing is real before you start telling friends and family. Whatever the case is, this is the example we're going to show here. So on October 1st, as an example, you start with $12 for your Pearl ambassador and 10 PV. Now that 10 PV could have been purchased by you by being a prosumer, or you yourself could have sold one of our products or services to an outside customer. Nevertheless, $22 was spent for the first month. Now what we're going to show you is how you can earn 100 Genesis coins per day, 6 days per week. Now, we know that in every calendar month, you're going to have approximately 26 paydays, because in a typical calendar month, you have about 4 Sundays. Okay, is everybody with me so far? If so, please go ahead and type a Y in the webinar right now, because you all know that we pay Monday through Saturday, but we do not do rewards on Sundays. We believe in the formula, 6 days of labor, 1 day of rest. Okay, so with that being said, in a typical calendar month, you would have approximately 26 what we call paydays. Now for this example, we're going to pretend that it is a perfect month and that it actually falls 13 days in the middle, 13 days at the end. So in this example, each pay period would have 13 days on the average. So let's take a look at what could happen. Let's say you perform your tasks, okay, which includes viewing the 25 ads per payday, and you would earn 100 Genesis coins per day. When you multiply that times 13 days, that gives you 1,300 Genesis coins. Does everybody see that so far? If so, go ahead, type a Y in the webinar right now. Now, let's pretend, as we have talked about in this example, that you decide to redeem the maximum amount, which is 30% of whatever your coin balance is what you can redeem, okay, up to what's called your redemption period. I'll explain that in just 2 seconds. But you decide to redeem the maximum of 30%. So 30% of 1,300 Genesis coins is 390 Genesis coins. Each Genesis coin has a value of 10 cents per coin, or in this case, 390 Genesis coins times 10 cents each would give you $39 in cash. Now, most of you know that if you were redeeming this, there is a $2 withdrawal fee that we have, because anytime that you have a withdrawal of $200 or less, you only pay $2 as your withdrawal fee with Genesis. So that would leave you with $37. Now pay close attention to this example for just 2 seconds. When you take the $37 that you just redeemed minus the $22 you spent to start up front, that leaves you $15 in net profit. How many of you would be pretty excited to share with a brand new person, an average person, especially an international person in this example, how they could get started for 12 bucks, and then maybe they themselves take on the 10, or they can sell that 10, and then already within their first 13 days of being in business, they're already in profit. You see, traditionally, most businesses take 6 months to 2 years before they can even see a profit, let alone get into profit. Here, we're showing you how an average person can get started, and literally within their first 13 to 15 days in the business, they already can put themselves in a position, to be in a place where they can actually have $15 in net profit. Now, remember, they redeemed 30% of their coins in this example. Okay, so 1,300 Genesis coins minus the 390 that they have already redeemed would leave you with 910 Genesis coins in your balance. Does everybody see this so far? If so, let's go ahead and continue on to the next slide. Now you have 910 Genesis coins in this example to start the next pay period, which would be on October 16th. You perform your daily task again for another 13 days, earning another 100 Genesis coins per day. Okay, that gives you another 1,300 Genesis coins plus the 910 that you already had in your balance, and this gives you a grand total of 2,210 Genesis coins. Once again, you decided to redeem the maximum amount, which is 30% of your Genesis coins balance, which is 30% of 2,210 coins, or 663 coins times 10 cents equals $66.30. If you once again redeemed it, let's just say for conversation and being thorough, you redeemed it, you got your $2 withdrawal fee. That takes you to $64.30 plus the $15 you already earned in profit in the first 15 days. That gives you a total of $79.30 in profit in your first month. Does everybody see that so far? This person got started with 12 bucks, $10 for their PV, and they're already at 79 bucks and 30 cents in profit in their first month. Now, they also, in this example, they had 2,210 Genesis coins. They subtract the 663 that they redeemed because they redeemed 663 coins. That now leaves them with 1,547 Genesis coins to start their second month. And I did this for a reason, because I just wanted to show you on the ultimate extreme example, meaning the person just got started as a pro, they did the minimum PV, there's no boost, no team, and they're withdrawing the maximum 30% each time. So they started out with $22 out of pocket in this example if they were the prosumer, and they walked away with $79.30 in profit simply for viewing 25 ads a day and meeting the qualifications of 10 PV for the entire month. How many of you would agree with me? Although this is not life-changing for maybe the people here on the domestic side of things, but for some people overseas, that could change their life. Okay, that can absolutely explode their whole lifestyle, especially when you're thinking about people overseas and stuff like that. But again, it's average person friendly. See, I didn't want to come to you tonight with extraordinary numbers and talk about the hype. You know, unfortunately, our industry is overconsumed with hype. Every time you turn around, they talk about the thousands of dollars that you can make and all this other stuff. No, I want to show you simple stuff. I want to show you how you can do that. And over time, as you get more confident in the company, more excited about the company, and you start sharing your story with others, you will start to build a team, and your team will start to generate even more excitement for you. Okay? And again, this is with no team and no boost. Okay? So this is just to start your second month. You're already at 1,500 plus coins to start your second month. Okay? Now let's go on. Now, November 1st, you start with 1,547 coins, plus you're going to get 100 Genesis coins per day, times 13 more days. Once again, this is a perfect calendar month, which is never the case. Sometimes it's 12, sometimes it's 14. You get the big picture, okay? But anyway, in this example, we're just keeping it simple, dividing it in half, 13 on the first period, 13 on the second period. So you have 1,300 Genesis coins plus the 1,547. Now takes you to 2,847 on November 15th. On November 15th, you decide to redeem the maximum of 30% of your Genesis coins once again of 2847, which is 854 Genesis coins, times 10 cents in value per coin, gives you $85.40. That's actually what you're going to redeem or cash out. And mind you, you just started your second month, okay? On November 16th, you start with 1,993 Genesis coins. Remember, because you had to subtract the 854 from your 2847 balance, okay? So when you did that, you walk away with 1993 in coins plus the 1,300 for the next 13 paydays. That takes you up to 3,293. Okay, 3,293 Genesis coins times 30%. If you were redeeming the full amount again, that's 983 coins times 10 cents. That's $98.30. So in your second month, in this example, you would have redeemed or cashed out $98.30 plus the $85.40 equals $183.70 profit in the second month. Now, remember, you could subtract your $12 and your $10. You get the big picture. But in total, in this example, you have redeemed a little over $250 in cash in your first 2 months in the business. I mean, this is what we're talking about here. Okay? So this is just an example of how you literally are baby stepping your way up the Genesis coin ladder. Once again, all by yourself. Once again, with no team. And once again, with no boosts. Everything that we're mentioning here is strictly on your own efforts by yourself in this example. Now, in your third month, you'd be starting with approximately 2,310 Genesis coins to start month 3. So what I encourage, now that you're using this model, imagine where you can be in the next 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, 12 months. You have the strategy. You're seeing for yourself how this model could work for you. And again, I gave you the extremes on the other end, which is once again, you're a pearl, maximum, you're redeeming the maximum 30%, 0 team, and no boost. Everybody with me so far? I believe this is truly average person friendly. You see, when the average person can start to see success within their first 60 to 90 days in a business, they will instantly start telling their friends, start telling their family, start telling their neighbors, start telling their coworkers about this exciting opportunity called Genesis. Because now they're going to be saying, hey, I'm going to show you how this worked for me. Because most people, when they start to tell you how, they're not good at selling, they're not good at recruiting, they're not good at this, they're not good at that, you could say, hey, let me ask you a question. Can you click a mouse? If you can click a mouse, we can teach you how to get paid. If you can show people how to save money on products and services that they're already using, then you can get paid. And here, let me show you. And this is example of just one idea, and one more way. Now let's take another example. Let's turn the page for a minute and let's try another example. Now let's pretend in this example you did 0 withdrawals and 0 boosts for 4 months. Let's pretend you're thinking long term. You're thinking to yourself, I'm not looking for short-term income. I'm looking to build my coin balance to a place before I start redeeming. Okay? And there are some people that are like that too. There are some people that are long-term thinkers. There are some people that are short-term thinkers. And there's some people, based on whatever situation they're in, maybe a balance of the combination of both, okay? But let's just pretend in this example now, 0 withdrawals and 0 boosts for 4 months. So once again, you are a Pearl. You get 100 Genesis coins times 13 days. That's 1,300, okay, Genesis coins, all right? Oh, I'm sorry. In this example, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I apologize. Let me rephrase this. This is not 0 withdrawals. This example, forgive me, I forgot to re-edit my slide. This example is not that. This example I'm going to show you is how you can upgrade from Pearl to Emerald in a period of 4 months or less. I'm going to say that one more time. In this example, I'm going to show you how you can upgrade from Pearl to Emerald in 4 months or less. Does everybody follow me so far? Everybody understand what I just said? So I'm going to show you how you're going to move from the rank of Pearl to the rank of Emerald in 4 months or less. Okay, so you start on October 1st. You get your 100 Genesis coins per day times 13 days. That gives you 1,300 Genesis coins, okay? When you multiply that times 30%, because that's what you're redeeming, that's 390 Genesis coins, just like we mentioned, times 10 cents, that's $39. Minus the 2, you got $37. Minus the 22, you're already at 15 in profit, okay? You take your 1,300 Genesis coins, minus the 390 that you redeemed, that leaves you with 910 Genesis coins. On October 15th, you did this again. You viewed your ads for 13 more days, just like we talked about before. That's another 1,300 Genesis coins plus the 910 that you already had in your balance. That now takes you to 2,210, just like we talked about before. Times the 30%, that now takes 630. That's 630 Genesis coins times 10 cents. That's $63. Okay? So now what we're saying is you take from the $63 that you just earned and take 40 of it and upgrade to Ruby. Is everybody with me so far? Okay? You're upgrading from your profits and not your pockets. Okay? So now you upgrade to Ruby. You have 2210. That's what you had when you subtract the 630 Genesis coins that you just redeemed. That now takes you to 1580. Okay? Now, on November 1st, you have 100 new Genesis coins to start again for the next 13 paydays. That takes you to 1,300 Genesis coins plus the 1580 you had after you redeemed before. That now takes you to 2,880 Genesis coins. Now, in this example, because you're trying to build your Genesis coin balance and upgrade at the same time, you decide, maybe I don't want to redeem the full 30%. Maybe I'll just redeem 20%. You see, you can control how much you redeem. You can redeem from 1% up to 30%. It is absolutely up to you. In this example, we're going to just say 20%. So 20% of 2,880 is 576 Genesis coins. Well, 576 Genesis coins times 10 cents a coin, that's $57.60. When you subtract the 576 coins from the 2,880, that gives you 2,288 Genesis coins. Now you go again to the next 13 paydays. You get 100 Genesis coins again times 13 days. That's 1,300 Genesis coins plus the 2,288 that you had. Now takes you in this example to 3,588 Genesis coins. Once again, you only redeem 20%. So 20% times 3,588 is 717 coins. You basically redeem 717 coins times 10 cents. That's $71.70. Okay? Now, what are you doing? On December 1st, you take from there, okay? Here's what you do. Now you are going to take $70 plus your $20 or 90, because remember the PV for Sapphire or Emerald is 90. So you take $90 from what you just redeemed in the month of November, and now you upgrade. Once again, you now upgrade, I'm sorry, December 1st, you now upgrade to Sapphire December 1st. Because you have the cash flow that you just redeemed to take you there. All you did was you redeemed some of your coins, you took the cash, and you upgraded. You redeemed it, and you upgraded. You redeemed it, and you upgraded. It's just that simple. Okay? Now, you go ahead on December 15th, in this example, you had 3,335 Genesis coins left. You're adding 1,300 new Genesis coins each day. I'm sorry, for that redemption period. So that now takes you to 4,635 in this example. If you redeem 20% again, that's 927 Genesis coins at 10 cents a coin. That's $92.70. When you subtract the 927 Genesis coins from your original coin balance of 46.35, that leaves you with 3,708 Genesis coins. You see, from the combination of those two, if you wanted to, you can skip and upgrade right to Emerald. It's up to you. You can upgrade, you can hold off and skip Sapphire and upgrade to Emerald if you choose to. Whatever you're doing at this point is up to you. You can do it step by step. You can skip a step. It is all up to you. But once again, now you have your new coin balance plus your new 1,300 Genesis coins for the next 13 days. That now takes you, no problem, that now takes you to 5180 in Genesis coins, and that now takes you to 5,180, Genesis coins. And if you wanted to redeem just 20%, that's $103.60. Now, I know you're seeing a lot of numbers here, and I'm not asking you to memorize it. Remember this. You are simply viewing your ads. You're earning your coins every day. And all you're asking yourself is, what is my goal for this month? Am I looking to simply cash out this month? Am I looking to grow my coin balance? Am I looking to upgrade? And based on what you're trying to do would determine if you redeem and how much you redeem, because it's all part of your personal strategy. Is everybody with me so far? Does this make sense, at least from that perspective? Don't worry about all the numbers. The numbers will figure themselves out. The computer can, you could say, I want to redeem X, Y, and Z. You can do the math. You can pull out your calculator. You could say, I have 3,622 coins. I want to multiply that times 20%, and there's my number, and that's how many coins I want to redeem. That's it. It's not rocket science. You don't have to be, a master in finance to figure this out. And once you see it piece by piece and you start redeeming your coins, it will all make sense. It will all start to create a system, a strategy for you. Okay? Now, give me 2 seconds here. Let me look at another slide for you. Okay? Now, let's look at some numbers, for example, for our major players. I didn't want to give you too many examples tonight because I didn't want to overwhelm you with so many different scenarios. I just wanted to kind of paint a few little pictures, okay? But now let's talk to some of our major players, because we got some leaders on our webinar too. When you got the idea, when you start to understand how to build this thing, you might be saying, well, how can I do this? Okay? So let's pretend in this example a strategy for some of our leaders, for some of our players, for some of our builders, some people who've built organizations in the past, people who have an influence on people, people that already have an existing network today. Okay? So here's an example. Let's pretend that you have 50 personally sponsored ambassadors who each average just two each, Now, what do I mean by 50 personally sponsored ambassadors? Okay? These ambassadors that I'm talking about everyday people. I'm not talking about 50 leaders. I'm talking about 50 average people. Now, I know some of you are chatting on the side. If you could just do me a favor and minimize that for just 2 seconds, because I want everyone to kind of get this right here, okay? Because this is critical, all right? So in this example, you sponsored 50 ambassadors. We're talking about average, everyday people. Is everybody with me so far? Now, I'm not saying you did this in a month. I'm not saying you did this in a week. I'm not saying you did this in 2 months. I'm just saying this is the point you've built your business to. Is everybody with me so far? If so, please go ahead and type a Y in the webinar right now. Okay? These are average people. These are not leaders that you sponsored. These are average people. Okay? So the average person will do average work. Now, the average in the industry is 2.3, 2.6 based on your study. Okay? We're going to just pretend for conversation's sake that the average is 2 here. So if you sponsored 50 people on your first level, and each of them sponsored 2 people each, that would give you 100 people on your second level. Does everybody see how I got there? 50 showing it to 2 people each, that's 100 people on level 2. If those 100 shared it with 2, just like we talked about, the average, then that would be 200 people on level 3. Does everybody see how we got there so far? Now, in this example, we're assuming that you are an emerald so that you can capitalize on 3 levels of pay. Now, on your first level, each of your ambassadors are earning their 100 Genesis coins per day. 100 Genesis coins per day, and you get a 10% override or 10 Genesis coins per person per day. Now, if every last one of the 50 qualified for the day, that's 10 times 50, that's 500 Genesis coins in addition to your 100 Genesis coins for the day. How many of you like the sound of that so far? Okay, so this is your first level of people right there. That's 500 Genesis coins, and that's only 50 average people that you personally sponsor. Okay, over time, or you may already have them now. Now, let's just pretend for conversation's sake, those 50 shared it with 2 apiece. That's 100 people on level 2. Now, on level 2 as an emerald, you earn a 5% override. So when they earn their 100 Genesis coins for the day, you get 5 coins per day. Well, 5 coins times 100 people is 500 coins again. So now you're getting your 100 for yourself, 500 on level 1, and now another 500 on level 2. So far, you're growing at 1,100 coins per day. Who likes the sound of that so far? Go ahead and type a Y for me in the webinar. Not bad, right? We're still dealing with average folks. Okay. Now, those 100 people each shared it with 2 people each. Now that gives you 200 people on level 3. Each of them, okay, are all doing their qualifications, viewing their 25 ads for the day. They get their 100 Genesis coins. You have 200 people. you're getting 5 coin override per person. That's 5 coins times 200. In this example, that's 1,000 Genesis coins on level 3. Does everybody see that? So now you're getting 1,000 coins a day on level 3, 500 coins on level 2, 500 coins on level 1, plus your 100. You're now looking at, in this example, 2,100 coins a day. Is everybody starting to see this? So if you took yourself out of the equation, that's 2,000 coins a day. You start to do the math. If you had 1,000 Genesis coins per day, that's 26,000 coins. If you have 2,000 coins per day, that's 52,000 Genesis coins in a month. That you are growing every day for building a team, for building a network. That's what this is called. This is called network marketing. And this is without the boost. There's no boost in this equation. There's no boost in this equation. This is everybody doing the minimum. And this is what your overrides are for building your team. See, I wanted to show you the power of the boost. You see, because if this is what you can do without the boost, imagine what you can do with it. Imagine how you can actually start to build your network. Now, what if you're a leader like my buddy Steve, who builds by design and not by chance? That he strategically builds his organization. Let's say you're like a Steve, a Fira, a Gord, a JP, a David Davidson, a Keith Lacey, and I'm just mentioning a few for conversation. If I didn't mention your name, don't take it personal. We'll be here all night if I mention everyone's name. But if you're that type of leader that builds your organization by design, and let's just say you strategically introduced 25 team builders, 25 individuals who get the big picture. Is everybody seeing what I'm saying so far? We're not talking about 50 average folks anymore. Now we're talking about go-getters. We're talking about builders. We're talking about individuals who see the big picture. And let's say you had 25 of them on your first level. They each earn their 100 Genesis coins per day. You get a 10% override. That's 10 Genesis coins. That's 10 times 25. That's 250 Genesis coins on your first level. Now, those 25 shared it with an average of 5. You see, they're not average folks. They're builders. And let's just pretend that the average between them was 5. That means that 25 times 5 would give you 125 people on your second level. When those 125 people view their ads and qualify for the day, they each get their 100 Genesis coins. Okay, you get your 5% match, which in this case is 5 Genesis coins times 125 people. That's 625 Genesis coins. On level 2. When those 125 share it with 5, that's 625 people on level 3. Each are doing their task for the day, each getting their 100 Genesis coins, and you're getting your 5% override, or 5 coins times 625 people, that's 3,125 coins just on level 3. When you add the 3,125 plus the 625 plus the 250, that gives you 4,000 Genesis coins per day. When you multiply that times 26 paydays, that's 104,000 Genesis coins per month, and it doesn't include yourself. And it doesn't include a boost. It just includes daily average performance. Are you all with me? Are you all seeing this compensation plan? This is to give you an idea. We're not including the sales of products and services. We're not including any of that. No boost in this example. No sales of products and services. Just everybody doing the minimum tasks. Now, there are those of you who started with us from the beginning during our beta test, and you're going to have a great start because you already have a Genesis coin balance to get you on your way. So let's pretend that you're someone in this organization who already now has 100,000 Genesis coins. Now let's talk about the boost. And let's just imagine, for conversation's sake, you got a 20% boost. That's 20,000 coins that you just added to your 100,000 Genesis coins that now gets you up to 120. Now imagine you redeem the 30%. That's 3,600 Genesis coins. Now imagine if you did that twice a month. That's $7,200 per month. You're still building your team because you didn't get to 100,000 Genesis coins by yourself. Most likely, you've been building your team. Is everybody with me on that? You've built it over time. You've been sharing this. You've been part of the beta. You've been painting the vision. You've been sharing the opportunity. You've been participating. You've been buying the products and the services. You've been on the webinars. You've been to the events. You did everything you could to help Genesis get to this point right here. Now, let's imagine that you have 400,000 Genesis coins. And let's imagine that you redeem 25%. Now, why we're saying 25%? Because the maximum you can redeem at any time is $10,000 as an emerald per pay period. So 100,000 coins times 10 cents is exactly $10,000. Now, imagine you redeem that twice a month. That's $20,000 per month, and that's just this part of the compensation plan. That's just you building your team, building your network, having your sales, your organization, and you got the boost. Is everybody starting to see the big picture? Now, remember, whatever your Genesis coin balance is on October 1st, you're going to receive a 25% beta boost from the company. So if you're at 1,000, you're going to get an extra 250. If you're at 10,000, you're going to get an extra 2,500. If you're at 100,000, you're going to get another 25,000 coins just for being part of beta, just for going with us through this transition. And remember, you still receive the 5-to-1 bonus through September 30th. So if you buy $2,000 in product units, you're going to walk away with 10,000 Genesis coins. You buy $10,000 in product units, you're going to walk away with 50,000 Genesis coins. And your sponsor gets their overrides. You do the math. We have put this together to make this one of the most powerful compensation plans for the average person as well as for the leader. And it all starts with you. You see, this whole webinar was designed to teach you three things. Number one, how to boost your sales. Number two, how to boost your coins. And number three, how to boost your income. Now, I want to take 2 seconds and allow my business partner, your master distributor, Mr. J.P. Smith, to come and share real quickly his thoughts as I come back and I wrap it up. And I share with you now one final strategy that can absolutely help you explode your business. Because when you understand this, and you understand what we're doing for you, you will see that the character, the integrity, and the philosophy of GGN is still the same. The comp plan has changed, but our character has not. And that is the key to long-term success. With that being said, I'm going to release the mic. It's all you now, JP.
Got it, Donald. Thank you so very much. And folks, I hope you have enjoyed what you just saw here. There's a few little errors on that I'm fixing up right now as we go through them. But, you know, way back, July of last year, when Donald and I first talked, and he started talking about the company he wanted to build. And I had the opportunity to be there with him, not as an owner, but as your master distributor, to be able to talk to Donald, and we bounced a lot of stuff off each other. One of the things that we came up with, folks, was our vision statement, our mission statement, and those things are always in the forefront of our mind. No matter what we do, no matter what changes have to be made, we always want to make sure that those three things in particular are the same. Always, are we doing what's right for the customer? Are we doing what's right for the affiliate, the ambassador? And are we doing what's right for the company? Because any one of those gets out of kilter, folks, and the whole thing could go away. We have got to remain profitable, number one, in order for us to be here to fulfill the first two. But, you know, and we all got involved in this in the early days because of a particular kind of sharing program that we've since found out is not something that we can continue. Even on a short-term basis, we had to do something immediately, but Donald has never forgotten that we have to have a way to share profits, to share the opportunity with every single person. And understand, folks, that what we've done here now is, with Donald's guidance, we have built something that is good for a brand spanking new person who has absolutely no idea what's going on in a network marketing arena, has never been involved in something like this in their life. And we have something for them where they don't have to recruit people, and they don't have to go out and tell everybody about it. They can actually come in and begin to make some money right off the bat. As Donald said, most companies that start into business, most small businesses in particular, they know for sure they're not going to make a profit in the first 6 months. Everything gets plowed back into the business. I've been there. I've built a couple of businesses. I built a pretty good brick and mortar business one time in the sporting goods arena. And every penny I could get my hands on went back in, building my inventory, building my company, running ads and all those kind of things. Folks, here you don't have to do any of those kind of things. You can come in, as Donald showed you on his earlier slides, you can actually get into profit within a very short period of time. Within 2 to 4 weeks, you got some small profits showing. And then you can take out enough money and you redeem enough of your coins to get the cash that you need to continue then, as I did with my store and build an inventory. You can continue taking the profits then and build yourself up into the next level, into Ruby and the Sapphire, into Emerald, etc., so that you have an opportunity without taking the money out of your pocket. You got the opportunity to do the things that everybody else does in this industry, that the big people do in this industry. And folks, understand this. And you come in, your brand spanking new, you're green, you don't know anything. We just call you Greenie, okay? just for simplicity's sake. But folks, you understand something. It's just like with any other thing that gets planted, it grows. It needs some nurturing, but it takes root and it begins to grow, and it turns into a big plant. And if it's in the vegetable field, then it's a big plant that is producing big vegetables, or large vegetable, nice vegetable. And here we have the opportunity for you to do the same thing, but you are getting the opportunity to build something huge with our company, but starting with almost nothing. And folks, that is an unbelievable thing. Millions of people have joined network marketing companies in the past and never made a single dime. They always managed to lose money. And folks, understand something. When we sell product, we make a commission. When we make a commission, then we can turn around and pay that out to the field force. The more products we sell, the more money we make, the more money you make. It's just that simple. Anyway, Donald, I appreciate you and all the things that you do, and for allowing me to be part of what we do in here, and playing such a part that I'm just in awe of everything that we got going on and the people we've brought in. I'll turn it back over to you, sir. Here we go.
Absolutely. I thank you, JP. I so appreciate that. And, you know, you definitely talked about it because you've been on that side. You've been on the corporate side. You've seen what it can do and what it would take to build something. You know that traditionally in the world of business, that most businesses fail within their first 6 months to 2 years. How many of you have actually seen a business where it says grand opening, and then next thing you know, not even 2 years later, it says grand closing, everything must go? I mean, it's just that serious with traditional businesses. What we found a way to share these rewards collectively with everyone who does some effort. Now, one of the questions that I saw that was typed was, can we afford to be able to pay all this out? Because, you know, they're not contributing so much to the compensation plan. Well, let me put things in perspective for you. If all you do is view ads and nothing else and meet the minimum, then guess what? I can assure you that your coins will take way longer to grow than everyone else. See, I've told you from the beginning, ladies and gentlemen, that we're looking to empower 1 million affiliates in the Genesis opportunity. But we're not looking for 1 million total affiliates. We're looking for 1 million affiliates that have Genesis in them. You see, with this compensation plan, you can't buy coins. You earn them. You earn them for performing your tasks. You earn them for your sales. You earn them for your purchases. You get an opportunity to earn them for contests, promotions, giveaways, and much, much more. And the more you do, the more you're rewarded. Now, we're going to be launching tomorrow a pre-launch version of our auction that is going to help fuel the fire of this compensation plan. Because the rewards and the cash flow that can be generated from this auction alone could be the entire compensation plan if we chose to. You're wrong, Seki. The auction benefits everyone in the world. The way we have it set up, everyone can win. And this is why we were taking the time out to restructure everything, to look at it, to keep with our core values, to make sure that we understood that this is the number one thing we wanted. We wanted an opportunity that was average person friendly. We wanted to make sure that we took care of the people who stayed with us through the process. We wanted to make whole the ones that didn't. But we wanted to also take out a new carpet for the person that's coming on board. We wanted to show them opportunities that they can participate in here. And here's what I want to show you. Those million affiliates start redirecting some of their household spending back with GGN. Because what they'll turn around and say is, you know what? I already do groceries on a monthly basis. Why wouldn't I buy my groceries from myself? I'm already on a social network. That social network's not paying me. Why wouldn't I be on a social network that pays me? I already shop online. Why wouldn't I shop online at least first from my own business? I already pay a cell phone. Why wouldn't I want to pay my own cell phone throughout my own business? I already buy clothing. Why wouldn't I want to patronize myself and buy my clothing from my business? This is amazing. I pay insurance. Why wouldn't I want to pay my insurance from myself? Whether it be car insurance, health insurance, life insurance, home insurance. Why wouldn't I want to do it through myself? How can I look someone in the face and tell them that I am with my own company, but meanwhile I'm patronizing another business for the same services that they already have? And I'm taking away Genesis coins from myself. We also have it set up that our customers are going to be getting between 1% and 3% cash back on a monthly basis for buying their products and services through the Genesis network. We're also going to reward them with Genesis coins that they can turn around and redeem for products. They won't be able to redeem it for cash because they're not an affiliate, they're a consumer. And how about a worldwide shopping mall that has hundreds of millions of vendors around the world? Vendors right in your backyard, that every time that you shop online, you can get cash back through our mall. You see, as these funds start getting redirected and they start saving money, you're talking about that the average affiliate will spend between $200 and $400 a month with Genesis by redirecting their household expenditures. Now you do the math. 1 million people times $200 to $400 a month, that's $200 to $400 million a month in revenue. That's just on the customer acquisition side and the prosumer side. We didn't talk about the auction yet. We didn't talk about the monthly ambassador packages. And we didn't talk about our external advertising efforts, because if we have 1 million affiliates, can you also imagine what kind of traffic we're driving to all these small businesses? You don't think these small businesses will now turn around and want to pay us to help advertise and bring more products and services into their marketplace, as well as help them sell their own existing products and services? What about that single mom who's doing everything that she can to make income meet? She has an opportunity with no boost to take home nearly 30,000 Genesis coins, if you will. She's built it up for an entire year. And right before the holidays, she redeems it to take home about an extra $2,000 so she can do some holiday shopping for her kids. And all she was a pearl the entire time. What if she did it with the boosts? This company will go viral once average people start taking home an income for doing reasonable tasks, for performing reasonable sales, and for a degree of consistency. And we have just begun. We have more products and services that we're going to be bringing to the family. We have an auction that's going to blow you guys away because we're going to be bringing some incredible items up on our auction. And we're about to launch a mall that is worldwide, that gives you an opportunity, no matter where you are in the world, to be able to shop online and buy from yourself and get cash back in the process. I know no matter what we do, we can't please everybody. I get that. But I wanted to, before we wrap up this webinar, I need you to understand something very clear. That is a total separate entity for our business, that we cannot give Genesis coins for product units in the future. I'm just repeating what I just said. Our legal team told us we cannot give Genesis coins on product units in the future. But because we already told you that you can get it 5-to-1, we wanted to honor our agreement with you. We told our legal team that once this month is over, so will the coins be for product units from that point forward. We have one final revision to make in the product units, and that simply is the amount of product units that each ambassador will be able to purchase. As of this moment, there is a very high limit. Come October 1st, that is going to change. That's all I'm going to say. This is the excellent opportunity and time for you to get the best of both worlds. You get the opportunity to share in the success from all the sales of the company. And you also have an opportunity to start off and boost your Genesis coins with this incredible promotion of 5-to-1. This is our time. I want every person that's on this webinar, on this conference bridge, or listening to this in replay to be the stories of tomorrow. To be the first people to walk across that stage and share their story on how they got started with Genesis, how it's impacted their life, and how they too, as a result, have been able to impact the lives of others. I promised you all that this compensation plan, these enhancements, would be made to design to be a blessing to everybody, but at the same time, most importantly, be legal, moral, and compliant. There's no company on earth that is 100% bulletproof. But what we have just done is we have drastically reduced the target off of our backs. And we have found a unique way to still reward people daily without worrying about a percentage or anything like that, without being compared to any other company out there, because there's no other company doing it like this. Now, tomorrow night, we're going to come back and we're going to share another opportunity webinar. We have our wireless webinar. And you all going to get a chance to share this opportunity with others if you choose to, because everyone who's part of this before October 1st and who takes advantage of this promotion will be in the best driver's seat come that day.